Hello dear students. So today we'll be starting with some of the problems from the hydraulic jump. So what is a hydraulic jump? We have already seen from our previous classes. So today we'll see the length of the hydraulic jump. This is defined as the length between the two sections where one section is taken before the hydraulic jump and the second section is taken immediately after the jump. So this jump takes place between the section 1 and the section 2 as we have seen in our previous session. For a rectangular channel for experiment, it has been found that to 5 to 7 times the height of the hydraulic jump is found. So this is experimentally determined. That is the length of the hydraulic jump. So this is about the length of the hydraulic jump. The next will be going for the problems that we can see a simple problem that it is there. So in our previous derivation that we have seen, so you can see here that the formula is given here, that is we have seen the formula, it is given here that we have already derived it, that is minus d1 by 2 plus square root of d1 square by 4 2q square by gd1. So this is a formula that we have already found from our previous derivation. Now we shall find out how the problem takes place. The depth of flow of water at a certain section of a rectangular channel of 4 meter wide is zero point 0.5. That means the breadth is given. See, you can see here the breadth is given. You can see the breadth here, it is all given, and we can also see the depth is also given. So both breadth and depth is given, that I can consider it as d1. Why it is d1? Because it is at the certain section they are saying, and the discharge is also given, that is 16 meter cube per second. If hydraulic jumps takes place on the downstream side, find the depth of flow after the jump. That means I need to find the d2. That is first section depth is given. I need to find the section d2. See, B, D, and Q is given. So discharge per unit width is nothing but Q is discharge per unit width. Per unit width is for 1 meter, and the depth here, breadth here is given is 4 meter. So 16 divided by 4 is 4 meter square per second. Let the depth of flow of water after the jump might will be d2. So by using this formula, we shall substitute d1 is given. This d1 can be substituted here. So other than that, all the values are known. If we substitute, and we need to get this value. So this is very simple problem that we have come across. So now we shall see that how in the different format, that is different questions shall be asked in our examination now. So second problem here is given. The depth of flow of water at a certain section of a rectangular channel 2 meter wide and 0.3 meter. Again, D1 and B is given. The discharge through the channel is 1.5. The discharge is also given. Determine whether the hydraulic jump will occur, and if so, find its height and loss of energy per kg of water. This is very simple and very tricky question here. So they are asking us to find whether the hydraulic jump will happen or not. First, we need to find that. Then second, they are asking if it happens so, then what will be the height? That is D2 we need to find, and also the loss of energy. So there are totally three questions that we need to solve here. So as you can see here, you can see it here that it is given with you can see here that D1 is given, and B is also given, Q is also given. Now we shall find discharge per unit width. We have seen that is Q is equal to Q by V, that is 1.5 by 2. 1.5 is the discharge that is given, and 2 is nothing but the breadth. So it is 0.75 meter square. So here you can see hydraulic jump will occur if the depth of flow on the upstream side is less than the critical depth. So this is our condition to happen the hydraulic jump. So that first we need to find the critical depth. So what is the critical depth? In our very previous videos, we have seen that critical depth is given by Q square by G raised to 1 by 3. So Q square is nothing but the discharge per unit width we have calculated, and G is 9.81 raised to 1 divided by 3, that is 0.38. Now how we need to rectify the answer now? Now the depth of the upstream side is 0.3. Now already they have given that the depth is 0.3 on the one side. This depth is less than the critical depth. That means hydraulic jump will occur. Whatever the given depth it is given depth is less than the critical depth. Critical depth, if the depth given is greater than the critical depth, then the hydraulic jump will not occur. Now given depth is less than the critical depth, so that's why it will occur with the that is hydraulic jump will occur. So that's why we need to find out the next part, that is D2. That is, first part we have calculated whether it is happens or not critical depth. By using critical depth we have found the discharge, sorry, not discharge, we have found whether the hydraulic jump will occur. The second will be calculating, so if it is happening hydraulic jump, so that's why we have calculated the D2. So D2 is the formula. By using the formula we will be calculating the height of the formula. Then, so height of the hydraulic jump, that is the difference, that is D2 minus D1 we have calculated, and that 0.1862. So it is very easy. Second step is done. Then third step, loss of energy, that is head loss, that is hydraulic jump loss. If given equation we have already derived it, that is d2 minus d1 whole cube by 4 d1 d2. So substituting all the values of d1 d2 everything, so calculating we will be getting the weight, sorry not weight, it is the loss of energy in kgs. So next question is, we can see a sluice gate discharges water into horizontal rectangular channel with the velocity, that is v is given velocity, and the depth of flow of 1 meter, that is d1 is already given now. Determine the depth of flow after the jump and consequent loss on total head. So first question they have asked us to find out the as usual d2, and next question they are asking about total head loss. It is very simple. First step, second step, in 2 steps the problem will get solved. But here we need to notice that here they have given one different value, that is they have given in terms of velocity. So velocity v1 we have calculated, d1 is also given 1 meter. So therefore discharge per unit width is nothing but v1 into d1. You have to be very careful, v1 into d1. So before that discharge was given, but now they had given us the velocity. In terms of velocity, this is the formula we need to use. So after getting the discharge per unit width, we shall substitute in all these formulas to get the depth of flow of the hydraulic jump in the section 2, and also the loss of head is the same formula, d2 minus d1 whole cube by 4 d1 d2. Substituting this value, we will be getting 1.742. So this is very easy question that is given here. So next we shall go with one more problem that is given here. A sluice gate discharge water a horizontal rectangular channel with a velocity. Again the velocity is given and the depth of flow 0.4 is given. Same problem that is from the previous. The width of the channel here it is given 8 meters. Determine whether a hydraulic jump will occur, and if so, find its height, loss of energy per kg of water. Also determine the power lost in hydraulic jump. So here a bit a tedious job it is there. So we shall see step by step how it is solved. So V1 is given and D1 is also given and the breadth is given. Discharge per unit width is calculated, that is Q by P. So Q is nothing but velocity into area, A into V. So V into area, that is area can be calculated as D1 into B. So B by V. So B get cancelled, only remaining with V1 into D. So I have told you that previously, if the velocity is given, we will be calculating in terms of Q is equal to V1 D1 into B. So therefore, V1 D1 into B, V1 into D1 if you multiply, that is discharge per unit width we will be getting as 2.4. Now we need to find Frod's number. So V1 by square root of GD1. So square by finding out the Frod's number, here we are getting 3.02 or we can say it as 3.029 because V1 G D1 is there. Now here we need to look for it. Here in the sense is, as the fraud number is more than 1, the flow is shooting on the upstream side. And shooting flow is unstable flow, and it will convert itself into streaming flow by raising its height of the hydraulic jump well takes place. So by finding out the value of the what you say frauds number, we can conclude that if the value is more than 1, if the frauds number or a frauds number is greater than 1, the flow will be shooting flow. That means the hydraulic jump will occur on the other side, that is D2. It is happening on the other side because D1 is already given. So it is the way to find out in terms of frauds value whether the hydraulic jump will occur or not. So one thing we have done in the previous problems, that we have done by using critical depth, and here we are using by Froude's number. Let the depth be D2, and by using the depth D2, so we have found the D2 value. Then the difference will be D2 minus D1. And the loss of energy is by same by using the formula. Now coming to the power lost. So power lost in kilowatt, it is given by rho g into Q into HL divided by 1000. So rho g, by substituting this formula, Q can be written as V into area, because now we have derived Q in terms of V into area because V is given in our question. So V can be written as area D1 into B, substituting those values. So power can be calculated as 109 kilowatts per 100 kilowatts. So this is how we need to calculate. Next, last problem. So we shall see a hydraulic jump forms at up downstream end of a spillway carrying the discharge, that is 17.93. The depth before jump is, that is D1 is given. Determine the depth after jump and loss of energy. The same question itself. But here we need to notice one point, that determine the depth after jump, here they are asking, and here they have not given any width. So width will be considering it as 1 meter. So here you can see the discharge is given, D1 is done, taking width as 1 meter. So Q is equal to, will be substituting as 1. So calculating that D2 and the head loss will be calculated. So this is how we will be calculating, or we will be finding out whether the jump occurs. If it occurs, what is the formula in terms of Froude's number or in terms of the critical depth. So this part is related with only the following problem.